I'm twisting. What do you mean?
Hold on. I turned my Wi-Fi. I just turned my Wi-Fi on.
Hey, y'all.
Can you see yourself? Can you see me?
Yeah.
Kiana, can you see both of us? Let me know. Let me know, Kiana.
Hey, y'all. We live on Facebook.
What is up? Feeling good today on this Tuesday.
We trying to make sure that everything looking good. Good. Oh no, it's evening. Good evening. Did she say she could see us or what?
She said, "Yep, cool."
All right.
This Tuesday is something special, Deja.
Why you say that?
I don't know, man. It's like I woke up today. I said, "Man, it is Tuesday already." Started scratching my head. I said, "What are we gonna do?"
Boy.
Nah, but
my fit look better than yours.
Let's be real. I'm wearing another bandana today. I just been on a bandana where I do not have a haircut, bro.
Hey, Naija. You can't see these comments, DeAndre.
I can see Dijon.
What's good, y'all?
Man, what you been on, bro? Talk to me.
Well, I started my new job a few weeks ago, so. Oh wait, can you see me on Instagram? My Joy came up.
Oh, yeah.
My limit.
Wait, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I see you.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So it's just been busy. I'm trying to like adjust. I've been in a lot of meetings and whatever, but it's cool. I've been having a lot of fun. There's a lot of different events I gotta go to. So yeah, we locked.
Yeah, school here, man, is getting boring.
But I said, y'all don't have no like spring concert or nothing like that.
Bro, are you kidding me? This is Old Dominion.
What? I'm saying
you used to lavish life, bro. That's not how it works here.
No, Old Dominion is expensive.
I mean, it is expensive, but I just think the culture here is just not the same. It's not even the students. It's just I think they don't care as much as like they do have events. I'm not about to do that. They do have events. They don't have nothing like.
Hey, Auntie Dana.
What you have been going on.
But I mean, so and guess what? At the school I work at, guess who they're having for their spring concert?
Lil Baby.
No.
Is it a man or a woman?
It is a man.
Da Baby.
No. One more guess and that's it.
All right, one more guess. J. Cole.
No, you're thinking too high. They have T-Pain.
I'm gonna take you home with me. You act like he don't have bangers though.
No, he do got bangers. I actually might slide to that concert, be in the back.
You need to slide. But like, what is it like that? The student life is it fun? The culture life.
It's the student body is really. It's really small here. I haven't seen it where like because it's been colder, but it's getting warmer. So I haven't seen it when it's like everybody on campus and whatever. Exactly. But I'll let you know. I don't know. It's like it's a small campus, but we'll see. I'll show y'all a video of the T-Pain concert if I go.
You need to go. It's man. But what I say about ODU is it's just getting a real what's that word? What's the word with everything straight?
Stagnant.
Stagnant. Is that the right? Yeah, right word. Stagnant, bro. It's not. It was a lot more fun. That's correct. A lot more fun in the fall semester, but now it's just kind of like finals coming up. Everybody trying to get up out of here. You know how that go.
Well, it's always that last stretch. Sometimes you just be like, I'm ready to go. But good thing you have friends to like make it a little better. Cause
I feel bad for the people that don't have
friends. Just said I need to go to the T-Pain concert. I actually might go. I ain't gonna lie to you. Drink me a little wine cooler beforehand. And
that's not bad though. T-Pain is not that bad.
No, it's not.
How many kids in college don't?
You said what?
How many kids in college gonna bang out the T-Pain?
I don't know. This generation be acting like they don't know nothing, so we'll see.
Yeah, but it's today, man. My first class today it's at 9 a.m. But the second class, I can't lie. My second class is probably the best teacher that I've had in college yet. And I don't know. She's just she reminds me of a lot of high school teachers actually, and those be the best teachers, bro.
Yeah,
because the ones that just don't let you actually try to incorporate in your work. And that's actually my this is my first literature class I took, and it's getting down to a while or whatever. But I think she's what really got me back into reading, bro.
Really?
Bro, I cannot lie. I don't remember the last time I read a book before her class. I cannot cap to you.
Yeah, that's interesting you said that, because even when I was in college, I can't even count what books I read for pleasure. Like everything was for school.
Everything was for school, and a lot of the stuff that, of course, I read in her class is from school, of course, but a lot of it is willingly. Like, you know, you can get the assignment and you can just beat around the assignment and not really focus on what it is. But if you really intake the work and dive in it and analyze it, then it becomes a whole new thing.
It has a different meaning to it.
Yeah, it has a whole different meaning to it. It just becomes a lot more powerful than what it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of the readings that I've realized have lessons. And I wish I was younger. I realized that earlier on. And it's just it's not my it is my fault, but at the same time, it's kind of, she brought that aspect where it was like, have your own idea of thinking and don't really have, like, everything doesn't have to have a certain answer to it. So when you come to a reading and then they had it in high school where it was a question and the question had to have a certain answer, it like deflects you from having your own thinking. So my teacher now, my literature teacher, taught me to have, I always have my own thinking, yes, but have it in when it comes to writing and reading, and that everything that you write doesn't have to have a certain answer.
Yeah, like she validated like the idea of having your own thoughts and not it being like a black or white type of thing.
It could be the full spectrum. So I really shout out that teacher. But
shout out to them.
Going back to her, she did put me on to Toni Morrison.
Okay.
You know who that is?
Yes, of course. Are you crazy?
Okay, yeah. Toni Morrison, great writer, cannot lie to you.
Okay.
And yeah, come on. Don't look at me like that.
Black woman.
Black woman.
People don't know black woman.
Search her up. Great everything. But she put me on to her, and actually we were doing a reading called, it's hard to pronounce, called Recitative. Do you ever read that?
No. What?
Recitative. I think it's like it's a French word that has a meaning to it. Like, yeah, but that's what the book is called. It's only like 100 or like 90 pages, so it's not that long of a read, really. And she has made us watch a doc on her or whatever. And, you know, it was just, you know what's crazy? I called your beautiful mother.
Okay.
And I was like, Toni Morrison reminds me of you. That's exactly what I told her.
Wow. That's a great compliment.
And I wasn't saying like because how she looks. I was just saying the way that she like prioritized and characterized herself, and the way that she kind of like demanded this respect from people in the time that she was living. It just reminded me of her.
Nice.
So a little shout out to my mom. But
you give her too many shout outs on here.
Yeah, I give her a lot of shout outs on here, bro. Too many shout outs. But back to the book or whatever.
Do you know how to spell it or no?
Oh yeah, it's right here. I got it.
You spell, I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
RECITATIVE.
All right, say it. So REC.
Yes.
IT.
No, CIT.
Bruh, REC. This is ridiculous. REC.
Yes.
IT.
Yes.
AT.
Yes.
IF. Bro, this is so embarrassing.
Yeah, that's how you spell it. It's about Toni Morrison.
Okay.
It's with the I, bro, not a Y.
I know.
Okay, back to what I'm trying to say. Okay, right, so this reading, right? It was deep thinking, and like how we had on other podcasts. What was the word you used? When we were talking about what would you do? You said the type of thinking it made you do. What was the word?
I don't know. Forward thinking?
No, Deja. You
critical?
Said
I don't know, DeAndre.
You said it wasn't thoughtful thinking, but it was something.
Okay.
Anyways, it was like thoughtful thinking, basically. And I don't want to give the story too much, but it was basically surrounded on the idea of why we have to direct our thinking on black versus white. Because at the time it was published, it was, of course, a lot of racial tension, and still a lot of racial tension. But it was the idea of black and white. So the two characters are never described as either white or black. and only people who read it try to imply that, right? But right. So listen, the whole point of the story, because I don't want to get too deep in the story, just kind of what the lesson I learned from the
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
it was
Finding
like
the lesson in the letters.
right. So it was like the whole point of the story. We had read it, and then I was thinking now that we had to write a little mini write up on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like nobody was described as either white or black. They could have been either, they were described as salt and pepper, but it's no idea who is salt and who is pepper. So the
Okay.
whole idea of the writing is why, as readers and as humans, and I'm gonna ask you this too, we have to define people as a certain race to then categorize them. What do you
Mm.
think about that? Because that's what the whole story is based upon. Like while you're reading it in your mind, you're trying to piece this person together. Because one could have, they were both in the same shelter home.
Mm-hmm.
One came from this background, one came from this background, and you'll just naturally categorize them one as white and one as black. But why,
Yeah.
as humans, do we have to do that? Do you have
I
any
mean,
thoughts on that?
I feel like it's because like society continues to make us remember that we're different. So I
Mm,
feel like automatically our brain goes to try to like differentiate ourselves from each other. You know what I'm
uh-huh.
trying to say? Like
Exactly.
you're constantly reminded like that you're different. You're constantly reminded like no, you're just black or you're just this. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then as you go along, even in the media, there's certain things that are attached to certain races that it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
You know, like people automatically think that under like worst neighborhoods are only black neighborhoods or
Yeah.
like the whole angry black woman, like all these different things, you know what I'm saying? So if
Yeah.
like you wish you could just read a book for what it was, but our
You
brain
can't.
is like so programmed to
That.
to want to always like categorize or make something so simple when it's not.
Yeah, and I
like
think the
like the
focus of
world
the
tries to simplify everything, you know.
yeah, and the focus of the book, without giving too much, the book was, I
You
think,
know.
was trying to help focus on the person's personality and who they were as a
Mm,
person than more what they're seeing on the outside.
yeah.
The story was so flowed on how the story dictated what the actions that they committed, not the person who committed the actions. You know what I'm trying to,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
and
what
I
I'm trying to
get you.
say? So
I get you.
and it made me think about myself a lot
Hmm.
of times, that a lot of the actions that I commit, I'm looking at it from the outside and not the inside out. And I
For
think that,
example, like what do
like,
you mean?
during the day,
Hmm.
I'm automatically characterizing
Hmm.
characterizing people based on their looks off rip.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I'm just in that, the aspect of judgment.
Hmm.
I think it's just too fluent in me that I have to break that spell.
Yeah, you do because
It's just it.
it'll start to control like your thought processes,
Exactly. Yep.
the way you interact with people, and you don't want that because we don't want that to happen to us. So you don't want to be the very same person to do that to someone else, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's weird to think of it like that, where you're so normal to doing it to somebody else, but somebody did to you, then you're hurt.
Right.
That
And
whole
that
idea is crazy.
Yeah, no, I actually love that. I actually need to read that. I never read it, so you
Yeah,
gave me an idea. So hopefully people go read that too.
yeah, it's a good
I
story.
mean, my like when I think about books, for me,
Uh,
for a while, I hated reading long books. I feel
Still
like I
hate
just
that.
yeah, but I just feel like I couldn't get into it. It would take me forever to finish, like all that stuff. So when I found out that there's books of just poems or books of
Oh
just like
yeah,
short stories,
yeah.
I'm like,
Short stories where it's at, bro. Short
short
stories
stories
is
is
where
where
it's
it's
at.
at. I'm
Short stories is
literally
where it's
like, dang, I could get a lot out of just a couple poems or a couple
at.
short stories and not have to be so like, oh my gosh, I'm only on page 50 in a 200 something book. Like
Yep,
that's just too much for me.
yep. Short stories are way better days.
Right. So like when I one of the first short story kind of books was that I think it was called Milk and Honey by I think her name
I
is
remember you used to have
Rupi.
that.
Yeah, and I actually bought her other book after I
Uh,
bought the first one because it was just so good. Um so you type this one down. So
all right, let me
I'll
see.
spell it out. It's
All right,
Milk and Honey. Do I need to spell that for you
stop playing
or
with me. Yeah. Is it like and, or is it the and symbol?
it don't matter. I think it's the and symbol actually.
Okay. Milk and honey by who?
Rupi, so RUPI
Okay. Yep.
and then space.
Yes.
KAUR.
Kaur. Okay. I'm out.
Yeah. Pretty sure that I mean That's what I.
Check that out.
But her books taught me like that there's like beauty in the dark parts of life, which is weird to say, but I feel like before growing up, I always just thought everything was so positive or what, like,
Yeah.
or if something negative did happen, you shy away from it because it makes you feel uncomfortable. But her short stories and poems really got to like the deep, raw core of just living, being a woman of color, love, like depression, all these different things. So let me see if I can find one of the short stories. I think
you know what? While you're looking for that,
yeah,
like something I think we all had to grow up and learn was being in uncomfortable situations makes you a better person.
yeah.
It's shying away from
Hey,
being
Auntie Keisha. Yeah,
shying away from being uncomfortable is literally some of the worst things you can do, because
yeah,
not building that part of yourself is just
literally. Like, so I think one of these ones, which I feel like this one is like about love and just like whatever. So she says, you are in the habit of codepending on people to make up for what you think you lack. Who tricked you into believing another person was meant to complete you when the most they can do is compliment? Like,
dang.
that's deep. That's
It
that
is
because it
deep.
make you think people always say like that's my better half, or that's my other half, but it's like no, you're already a whole when you go into the situation.
How do
Someone
you
can just
realize that
compliment.
though?
How do you realize what
How do you realize that like you don't need,
that
not
you
that
don't
you need
need someone to
somebody else,
complete
but
you?
like right, like how do you that lackluster part of yourself, how do you realize that you don't need that? It's so hard realizing that you
Um,
don't.
yeah, because because I know so many of us just want to be loved and like accepted, but I feel like the the only way you can realize you have to do a lot of work on yourself, I think, first, because you have to learn how to love being alone. Like alone is not the same as lonely.
You
Like
trying
so
to
you
talk
got
today?
I'm just saying
Preacher?
like you got to know the difference for one. So like if you truly love yourself outside of anyone having to validate it, then that's the only way I feel like you can get into a situation knowing that you don't need this person to complete you.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
deep, bro.
and it's hard and it's an ongoing type of thing. It's type of because once you get with someone and you get all these compliments and like they like cater to you and all, it's hard to separate from that once you're not with that person because then you're like, dang, if they don't want me, then can I really give something to someone else? But really, you got to make sure you give into yourself first. And then that's the only way. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Like I'm not trying to say
It's
everybody
an
just
ongoing process. It's not.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of things, especially how you said with the media, movies, TV shows, they show struggles happening in one episode, then it's over.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not how life is. That struggle happens yearly, daily,
Yes, it does. Like
hourly. Like it's an ongoing journey. It's
that
not
that's
just
why
stop and go.
yeah, and that's why I think it's important to have routines in your life so that when like so say for instance, you should always like work out or meditate, whatever. Because if the time comes where you're in a low point, at least you know to go back to your routines. Like you can't just do things when your life is good because you're not gonna know what to do when it gets worse.
I need to take some of your advice.
Yeah,
I'm not
facts.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotta practice what I preach. Like it's
Yeah,
someone
easier
said
to say it.
self-love for sure. Yes, it's all about the self-love, which
Always about self
I feel like it's now one of those like cute words when you know how people say like
love.
the vibe or something, but
Yeah,
it's true. Like
it
it's
is
super
true.
true.
A lot of things
Um,
have been played out to make it seem
yeah.
hee
But
hee
that's a
ha
good
ha,
thing.
but it's true.
I feel like it's a good thing. Like if something's common and catchy now, it's good. Like if people want to talk about manifestation or their energy, like that's
Right.
not down people for talking about it now.
Energy.
I
Yeah,
know
a
everybody
lot of
like
people talk about that now.
that's I've always said I'd be like your energy is like
The vibe, your vibe is just
the
not there.
vibes is not here. And I go off that now. Like if your vibes or energy is off, like I don't know. I feel like that's a whole nother
But
subject.
it
I
is
just
super
leave it.
true.
Yeah.
You just even partner with that, the the vibe is really just how it's so true. The vibe is there. If the vibe's not there, bro,
Because
I'm not there.
exactly. Facts. How I choose things now in life. If the vibe not right, I don't want it. But is that what other kind of books or whatever, short stories or I don't know,
Mm.
that you learned some things from?
Yeah. This prop. forgot when I read this,
Mm-hmm.
but shout out to my twin,
Who?
Martin Espada.
Who, bro?
Martin Espada. That's his name. That's how you pronounce it. I'm pretty sure.
I know. I'm just
Martin
saying. You said
Espada.
my twin. That's I was like, what?
This was a heart catcher right here. This
Okay.
poem here. It doesn't have it has some. Oh, let me name the poem first. The
Okay. Go
poem
ahead.
is Of the Threads That Connect the Stars.
Of the threads that connect.
Of the Threads That Connect the Stars.
By who? Martin.
Martin
Hmm.
Espada.
Espada. How do you? Did I spell it right?
It's like Martin, but the I is
I ain't got the X.
okay,
I ain't got
okay,
that.
okay, okay, and then Espada, Espada,
Oh, Espada.
Espada.
Okay, got it.
Got it. So
Yeah,
this was like a hard catch. This was a reality shot for me here.
Okay.
Let me start this off with a quote. Okay, let me give a little background so the quote don't just sound stupid.
Okay.
It's like a generational poem
Okay.
where it's the narrator is talking about their grandfather. I'm sorry, Lord. The narrator is talking about their father. Then he's
Okay.
talking about, I just want to say the narrator. The narrator is talking about themselves.
Okay.
And then the narrator is talking about their son. Okay, so that's
Got
a
it.
little background.
Yes.
So here's a quote I want to start off with. The quote, it says, "My father saw stars, my son sees stars." Okay, so let me give a little background because that might
Okay.
just sound like some mumbo jumbo.
Yes.
His dad, he's talking about his dad got into a fight and he saw stars once he got into the fight. His dad was like lived in a rugged area and he just, wasn't really fond of where he was living.
Yeah.
And his son sees stars. So let me break it down to you. Like the idea of inheritance in this poem is like a curse or a gift, basically.
Okay.
It's like what you get from the generations before you can be positive or negative depending on how you take it. So it's like he saw stars, his dad, but his son sees stars. Like his son sees the stars out in space. But his dad is only known for seeing the stars once he got into a fight. His dad couldn't see the stars in the galaxy. His dad couldn't see the stars in the space.
Bruh.
So it's like of the thread that connect the
Deep.
stars. That's like what the poem circles around from. So it's basically like the generation that come before you can either be seen as whatever you take from it. So even though that himself, his dad, and then now his son, they all couldn't see the same things, but they all relate to it at the same time because it's like what you take from the past, present, and in the future. In my mind, I feel like it's all happening at once.
Yes.
It's all happening at once. So whatever happened in the past can continue now today into your life. So when the reality checked me, and I thought about my own dad, I thought more so I was like, I get upset at my dad or my mom or even you for not hearing what I'm saying or not understanding what I'm saying. But when I read the poem, I was like, his dad couldn't see those stars. So maybe listen. So I was like, maybe my dad, like, of course, is not on the same playing field. But maybe my dad can't see the stars because he knows what he knows.
Yes,
so I have to take what I learned from him, apply it to my life at the same time, but also learn from his mistakes to then progress my life. So
I'm about to walk out.
Let me hear what you say.
Let
me hear what you guys say before I finish what I gotta say.
Okay.
Like just based on what I say right now, like what do you think about the generational things, like what the inheritance and stuff like that?
That's so great you brought this up. I mean, I feel like, well, it is a known thing that trauma is passed down, whether you know it or not, like generational traumas. And so I feel like sometimes naturally your parents they raise you the way that they were raised, or they teach you the things that they were taught, instead of sitting and thinking like, should I even pass that down?
Right.
Or they don't even know they're passing it down. And so I think that it's two things. One, kids got to give their parents more grace, because how you said, most times parents only see it through the lenses of the glasses they were given from their parents.
Exactly.
Instead of
that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
So you gotta be more understanding, but at the same time, that's why I always say how it's so important that parents, or even our generation, be intentional about how you begin to raise your own kids.
Yep.
because you cannot use that as an excuse to say, this is how my parents raised me and I turned out fine, or
you cannot.
I was raised like this and that's just how it's supposed to be. And I think that happens so much in the Black community. Like, we just hold on to the things that used to happen instead of thinking differently. Or like, just, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I'm glad I never even read that either. I gotta add that to my list.
Look, I'm about to give you this quote real quick. I'm about to wrap my little session up, but I'm gonna say the quote. I want to hear what you guys say. I'm just gonna explain it real quick.
Okay.
So look, is this how it is? I understand. This is from the poem. I understand a smoking mattress better than the language of galaxies. So just give me like 2 cents of what you think that's about.
Like, say it one more time.
I understand a smoking mattress better than the language of galaxies. Like, I know you didn't.
Like, I guess it's
context, but
maybe it's in a way, like I'm more comfortable, or I'm used to the environment that I'm in, or the things that I'm used to seeing, and I'm not comfortable with the potential or like the greater outcomes life can have.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I was basically gonna say.
Okay.
I was gonna say that how he said the smell of a smoke burning mattress or whatever he said is he can't understand the language of galaxies. And I thought I was the same thing with my parents. I was like, well, maybe that they're in their life at the point that they have come complacent with things that they love, even though smelling mattress is a rancid smell. They may love that smell, that's all they know. So it was just us, especially said African Americans, Black community, become complacent with staying in, a straight line because that's all we know. That the language of galaxies isn't comfortable for them, and being uncomfortable isn't comfortable. So it's like being blinded by that smell and not being able to see the galaxies is what hinders us from growing. But yeah, he really put his toe in that joint. He put his foot in that joint. I was just
Professor Parker, like, I don't even have nothing to say. Like, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. Like, you literally, like, we could, like, I have nothing to say, bro. You have truly impressed me. Like, I just want to give you your flowers. Like, you really came correct today. Wow.
Thanks.
You gave me 2 new things that I need to read. And
I just gotta read. You just gotta read them. Poems and short stories, but you hit it on the nail.
And that's why I just want to encourage everyone to don't say you don't like reading. Just find the things that will interest you.
Yep.
Like, you can't just say, because most of the knowledge is in a book. Most of the time, not with religious stuff, but like a lot of books hold, like, it doesn't really change as much. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, if you really want to learn a lesson, it's like in the book.
Right.
So go there for the knowledge. Like, don't always go to the internet and stuff like that, because the books and the short stories really can like give you exactly what you need, and you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, like building your own thinking I feel so much more.
Yeah.
Than like just searching up for the answer. I think that's why I like writing. I don't know. I like writing so much. Maybe that's why.
You're great at writing. I suck. Like, I literally real quick, I had to give my job a bio of myself so that they could like send it to the department. And I literally said, my grammar gonna be off, but here you go. I'm not a good writer. I put it in bullets, and you gonna have to like put it together to make it make sense.
My grammar gonna be off.
Yeah, but that's what's up, man. I just want to, before we end, because I just want to end it there. You did too good. But I do want to plug one last thing before we get out of here.
What?
New series coming, y'all. Like, I know y'all not tired of seeing our faces, but we really want to come in these next 3 episodes. We have a series called Rice University.
Heavy hitter.
If y'all don't know, Rice University is an actual school, but Rice is our business name. Reach, Inside, Cultivate Everyone.
No association.
Yeah, no association. But we're twisting it to say Rice University, because we're going to use this mini series as a way to educate y'all on a couple different topics that we think will be pertinent to the younger adults, or even anyone really. So yeah, it's going to be a 3-part series. We're going to have some guests. We're not going to say who, but we're going to have some guests. So make sure y'all tune in for every episode. But like, the next 3 episodes is really going to be different. We want to like bring in different voices, because that's the whole point of like having a community. You don't want to just hear from our mouth. You want to hear from everybody else who support us. So definitely tap in.
Yeah.
More to come. More to come on that, bro. More to come.
Too hype for too hype.
But yeah, you got anything to plug before we get out?
I don't have nothing to plug. I'm just happy to be here today. I can't lie.
Okay. Black Boy Joy. Love that.
Black Boy Joy. I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, so yeah, just want to tell everybody, thank y'all for joining today.
Thank you. Cultivating Conversations.
Love y'all so much. I didn't put no makeup on, and I won't be, but I did put some lipstick on, so
good,
just to make me look a little bit better. So yeah, we out.
Episode 11.
Bye, y'all.
We'll see y'all next week and the week after that, and the week after that.
Period.